Live in Western Oregon, this is NBC 16 News at 5.
Breaking news tonight, Governor Kate Brown orders new restrictions to help fight the spread of coronavirus. Good evening and thank you for joining us for NBC 16 at 5. I'm Jacqueline Mazer. Restaurants, bars, and other establishments that offer food or beverages for sale are restricted to carry-out and delivery only, with no on-site consumption permitted. Governor Brown also announced statewide cancellation of all events and gatherings larger than 25 people. Exemptions include grocery stores, pharmacies, retail stores, and workplaces. These orders will go into effect tomorrow and will last at least 4 weeks. Also breaking tonight, Douglas County declares a state of emergency to take the necessary steps to respond to the coronavirus pandemic. This includes waiving normal bid contracts, expediting the allocation of county funds to those assisting in the containment of this disease, and to devoting all necessary resources in order to take immediate action. The number of coronavirus cases in Oregon still stands at 39. To break down cases here in our state, Washington County has the most cases with 13, followed by Linn County with 10. There are now 4 cases in Deschutes County, 2 cases each in Jackson, Marion, and Umatilla counties, and 1 case each in Clackamas, Douglas, Klamath, Multnomah, Yamhill, and Polk counties. So far, only 1 person has died, a 70-year-old man who lived in Multnomah County. Public health officials in Lane County still report 0 cases of coronavirus, but more people need to be tested at a faster pace before they can get a more accurate picture of what is really happening. Health spokesman Jason Davis says 45 coronavirus tests were ordered for Lane County residents, but adds the county's ability to get an accurate picture is hindered. Davis adds, quote, "We don't have the kind of testing that we wish we did here."
I don't think it's right for us to assume that COVID-19 is not in our community. What we do know is that it's not causing severe illness, because those individuals are being tested. Those people who are going into the hospital with severe respiratory symptoms, difficulty breathing, and a fever, they're being tested.
Lane County and the cities of Springfield and Eugene are expected to issue emergency declarations tonight and tomorrow. Having those declarations will boost the amount of state and federal resources that can be used to fight coronavirus in the community. We'll be at the Springfield meeting tonight. Hear from officials on NBC 16 News at 11. Well, we're taking a live look at the White House, where President Trump outlined new precautions he says are vital to preventing the spread of the coronavirus, though he indicated he's not yet considering a nationwide lockdown, as Washington is still trying to determine the best way to handle this crisis. NBC 16's chief political correspondent Scott Thuman has the newest developments from Washington.
Avoid gathering in groups of more than 10 people. Avoid discretionary travel. And avoid eating and drinking at bars, restaurants.
President Trump pushing new, tough, dramatic guidelines for everyone, saying so in the White House briefing room, less than half full, as journalists earlier in the day were reassigned limited spots and told to rely on a satellite feed if possible. Supplies, a critical topic of concern.
We've got thousands of ventilators available. Right now, we have enough surge capacity.
President Trump's top economic advisor said Monday the fundamentals of the economy are strong, but admitted it'll be a challenge to avoid a global recession. Meanwhile, the National Institutes of Health on Monday began its first clinical trial with a patient to test for an experimental vaccine, though it could still take a year or more to produce. As New York's governor ordered schools closed, he complained of not enough direction from the top.
Let the federal government say these are the guidelines, rather than having a scramble of every local government.
And on Capitol Hill, Congress still arguing over a bill that would approve billions in spending to offer some relief, ranging from paid sick leave to alleviating student loan debt.
And if everybody in America does what we ask for over the next 15 days, we will see a dramatic difference, and we won't have to worry about the ventilators, and we won't have to worry about the ICU beds.
President Trump today also held a video conference with other world leaders to discuss a coordinated international plan to combat the virus, just as Canada's Prime Minister announced his country is now closing its border. On Capitol Hill, I'm Scott Thuman.
Stocks take another hard hit as the Dow Jones dropped nearly 3,000. The Nasdaq fell 970 points and the S&P 500 fell 324 points. This is the Dow's worst point drop in history and falling to its lowest level in nearly 3 years. Clinical trials begin in Seattle to evaluate a vaccine being funded by the National Institutes of Health. It will take place at a Kaiser Permanente research facility. Testing will begin with 45 young, healthy volunteers with different doses of shots over 6 weeks. Each participant will receive 2 injections about a month apart in varying doses. The study is meant to prove that the vaccine is safe and gets a desired response from participants' immune systems. It will take between a year and 18 months to fully validate any potential vaccine. Follow-up studies involving many more participants are needed before a vaccine is issued. OHSU could play a big role in testing for the coronavirus if they get adequate supplies. They say if they do, their Department of Pathology and Vaccine and Gene Therapy Institute will do lab testing for 40 to 150 coronavirus specimens per day as early as tomorrow or Wednesday. They plan to scale up in the coming weeks as they prepare for more cases. Well, Occupy Medical says they have not seen any coronavirus cases or concerns with homeless individuals at their Springfield location as of yet. Occupy Medical has served the unhoused and uninsured since 2011, and they have provided urgent care services to those in need free of cost. Assistant Clinic Manager Wesley Force says the homeless are at a particularly high risk with a virus such as the coronavirus. He says the staff are taking extra precautions right now and making sure they're asking the right questions to ensure they're assessing risk properly.
A lot of people in the homeless community have pre-existing respiratory conditions, so we already see a lot of that. But we haven't really seen a change yet in the past couple of weeks with the number of people coming in with those issues. We suspect that we're going to get a lot of people coming in with questions.
Coming up tonight at 5:30, we're looking at risk assessment and care with Occupy Medical and what plans they have in store if their patients become infected with the virus.
It was another sunny day all across western Oregon, and daytime high temperatures did manage to warm up on the mild side into the low 60s through the Willamette Valley. Umpqua Valley slightly on the cooler side of things today with highs reaching up into the 50s, and out towards the coast, mid-50s with a few 60s thrown into the batch. But Monday, boy, plentiful sunshine and clear blue skies are ahead, and that's what we see on our radar and satellite over the past several hours. But those clear skies, that's going to make for another chilly night tonight as temperatures dip about to the freezing mark. But we do the sunshine all over again, with a mild warm-up still yet to come over the next several days. So I'll talk about just how warm we go and when our next bout of rain really pushes back into the Pacific Northwest, and my full forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Josh. Well, Eugene Municipal Court has now pushed back parking and non-criminal appearance for 30 days. People originally scheduled for dates this week will receive a letter in the mail with new appearance dates. If you're a potential juror and you're in a high-risk group, you can contact the court to reschedule jury service. All criminal appearances and trials are going ahead as planned. Well, starting tomorrow, Lane Transit District will cancel the Cottage Grove Connector and MGO services until further notice. LTD is asking all riders to avoid taking unnecessary public transportation services. There will be more announcements made about reducing or suspending other services. But one of the latest events postponed due to the coronavirus is the 2020 Eugene Marathon. The marathon was planned to take place April 24th to the 26th. Organizers say they are following the CDC guidelines. They also say they're sharing the next steps with participants, sponsors, and vendors within a few days.